Here's a quick thought experiment. If you're walking down the street and there's only one other person on the street, is it easy to not bump into them? Yes, of course. But what if hundreds of people are walking on the street, all with their own destinations in mind? Is it possible to never bump into another person if you walk down the street every day? No, literally, it's impossible. If you move towards your own destination, eventually you're going to bump into someone who is moving towards their own destination. When this happens, does a fight immediately break out every time? No, of course not. In most cases, people either ignore the bump or they briefly apologize and move on their way. Do you remember every bump you experienced in a crowded place? Definitely not, and neither do other people either. This is kind of what unavoidable interruptions are like. By far, the most difficult skill for a passive person to master is interrupting. It just feels rude and wrong. Even an accidental interruption can cause deep shame for a passive person, especially someone from a collectivist culture. But in meetings, especially mixed culture meetings, everyone has their own thoughts and questions floating around inside their mind. Everyone has their own cultural backgrounds, educational experiences, and upbringings. When you put a group of people like that together in a meeting to achieve outstanding business outcomes, they're going to occasionally bump into each other verbally. It's just going to happen, and most people get used to it. Most modern business people don't mind if they occasionally get interrupted, and they don't mind interrupting others either. As long as people don't interrupt constantly on a minute-by-minute basis, interruption is rarely a problem in modern business. Just like a busy street, it's accepted that occasional bumps or interruptions are going to happen from time to time. For a passive person, there's a strong desire to avoid all interruptions, even accidental ones. So they will wait for the perfect timing when it's completely silent and when it feels like everyone is kind of inviting them to speak. But this ideal moment almost never comes, so a passive person often sits in silence. It's kind of like waiting until midnight when that street is completely empty, quiet, and calm before you're willing to venture out. To be assertive, you have to think out loud. Along the way, interruptions will happen. To be honest, it's not as big of a problem as most passive people are afraid it is.